Justice League of America Rebirth issue 1. Steve Orlando writing, Ivan Reyes on art. Which is cool. I didn't realise he was the artist in this, and he's the artist for the first like 3 or 4 issues, which is pretty cool. So
yeah, it was a surprise to me.
Go ahead, Connor.
I was just saying, it was a surprise to me as well. I noticed like during the week, and I was like, oh, he's on it for a while.
Yeah. Anytime there's an Ivan Reyes book out, I'm bound to buy it just because I love the art.
yeah, art was great in this. So that's point number 1.
Generally, I would agree, but I think the colors don't do it that much credit.
All right, go on.
I don't know. I feel like not all the time. It's especially prevalent during the first like few pages, with all the oranges and that. The colors, it's just not working for me there. When it gets a bit more.
When you say the first few pages, I take it you mean after the first couple of pages, because the first couple are all in the dark and the caves and stuff, and it's like blues.
No, but yeah, even in the cave, there's the oranges at the top, and like, all of those are just not working for me. But when they're outside, the canary stuff and Killer Frost outside is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never had that problem. I really like the. There's a shot of it's where after they recruit Black Canary and she goes to get Lobo. There's a shot looking up at her and like she's sort of blinded. You know, it's like silhouetted by the sun. I thought that looked really, really nice.
Really good stuff. Gives her that hero shot.
Yeah, exactly, the hero shot. So what is this? This was basically, obviously we had the 4 one-shots introducing 4 of the characters over the last month. This was...
In case you didn't read that, you get Justice League of America, and Orlando's going to tell you in a sentence what each of these characters are about.
I don't feel like it repeated much, though.
Oh, man. If I have to hear Killer Frost is not a killer anymore, I'm going to burn down the Batcave.
I kind of sided with Matt. I feel like this was irritatingly redundant.
But that said, I understand why. This
is one of those annoying cases where
more.
It's the Rebirth issue that I hate, where it's just we don't want to start the story yet, so let's just kind of get ready.
Yeah.
And
it's a 0 issue.
Okay,
yes.
right. I get what you're saying.
Doesn't make it bad. I'm just saying, as I was reading it, some of the dialogue that he threw in there just so the people that didn't read the one-shots, you know, like I thought the Ray one was handled really well. It was the Vixen one that was kind of clunky. Killer Frost, because again, this is the 3rd, 4th time we've gotten this with Frost since.
In about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, I get what you're saying. But first of all, I think it's a rebirth issue, and a lot of the rebirth issues have felt kind of redundant. There's only been a key few that have stuck out as being they're like the first issue.
Right.
So
doesn't excuse it though.
It doesn't excuse it, but I think that's part of the expectation. Secondly, I think it's better than a lot of the other rebirth issues though, because I still feel like this is kind of. For me, you still want the issue where they all kind of collect everyone and put them together.
Yeah.
The
content's not the problem. It's just how Orlando. I feel like he put himself into the corner of doing the one-shots the way he did them, because he wrote them all with help of Bates, right?
Hauser.
Yeah, Hauser had 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, so, and now it's Orlando kind of retreading ground just to cover all his bases for those people that are coming without reading those.
The fact is, though, I bet he's justified. I bet if you looked at the sales numbers, I bet this sells way more than all the singles.
But there's a better way to do it, and like I feel if they just would have done this from Batman's perspective, and like, look, I know how weird that is coming from me, because
I know, I just had to check. I heard that.
He's the one assembling the team, so like I would have liked kind of an issue of him in his head and why he's putting them together. And I think you could have got rid of a lot of the weird dialogue, because there's some other stuff in here, like the Canary stuff I really enjoyed. And like the reason that he wants her on the team is like the conscience, right? That was her, right?
Yeah. They all had their own sort of thing, because Vixen was like the spine that'll hold them all together, because she's sort of unrelenting in that sense. And presumably you have Atom and Ray, or Atom for sciencey stuff. You get Ray for...
Yeah.
I had to do a double take then. Sorry, he said Atom and Ray. I was like, hang on.
Yeah,
the Ray, not Ray Palmer.
Yeah.
The Ray.
I feel that's why they added Ryan Choi, so you didn't have to do the Ray and Ray.
Yeah,
thing.
Probably was.
That'll be a good reason why. But for me, it kind of worked though, because as much as I'm kind of seeing those problems, it never stuck out enough to me to take away from it. And what I liked about it was all the characters interacting for the first time. Like, you know, Black Canary talking to Lobo. Killer Frost talking to Black Canary, like, all those like pairings we've not really seen yet, and those first times where they're kind of bantering.
That was good.
I was into all that. So, and like I said, the art was great. The one thing I have to bring up though, I like that they've got this new base for this Justice League team. It's like a cave. It's called the Sanctuary. It's in Rhode Island.
In Happy Harbor. That's key to DC continuity, because that was where the Justice League headquarters used to be, and the Teen Titans. And that was
Teen Titans used to be there as well.
Yeah, remember in and what led to the current Titans? What was that? The Titans Hunt.
Yeah.
They were operating out of Happy Harbor.
Oh, so they were.
Down.
Oh, so they were. Yeah, you're right.
And Happy Harbor used to be in like the Golden Age. That's where the Justice Society used to meet up. So I think that's another tie. Because Batman kept hinting that he found this and it belonged to another group, and they don't say who. But I took that as it was a Justice Society thing, especially with that table.
That's interesting. Because obviously, I was just thinking maybe it was one of those places that the League used early on, and then just early, like, because obviously the continuity is a bit fuzzy with the New 52, and I thought, maybe this is one of those early days things that did happen in a way, but didn't.
Yeah. I'm just them putting in Happy Harbor and with what we know with Titans. I just feel like Happy Harbor is like this interdimensional crux of timey-wimey stuff. So I feel like it's going to play into that.
Yeah, mate. If nothing else, it's at least a nice little homage to the past. If nothing else comes of it, so that's pretty cool. But so Batman gets them all together, and he basically, the way he pitches it to most of the team members is that, okay, I need a team of humans that aren't gods, that aren't, Wonder Woman, Superman, the Flash, people who aren't so.
But you get Lobo.
Well, Matt, let me finish my goddamn sentence. That's what I was getting at. Lobo's there. I don't understand why Lobo is part of this team with that logic. So I feel like there must be more to that we'll learn over the coming issues. Because obviously Lobo sticks out as the one. Not only is he an alien, he has the power to like murder entire planets, and he can get back up from anything.
Oh, he can regenerate from a drop of blood, like you know.
Yeah, get back up from anything.
Part of this thing. He's even further from humanity than Superman is. So like. I was like, Batman, I think you're taking too many shots at the head. Go get checked for CTE. Because you also have a living being of light in the Ray. And
the Vixen's, she's kind of a powerhouse herself.
I mean, they have powers.
But she's a human. She gets hers from a magical artifact.
That's true.
But even Ray is very human in his like sort of story. Because the whole point that he brings up at the end is that the superheroics is about a community and it's about inspiring everyone else. So the idea that they're all more human is to inspire the people around them. So it's a very socially conscious book, and it makes sense that Orlando's the one writing this. It makes it different from Justice League, where it is essentially gods fighting these impossible alien invasions in the sky and whatever else. This should theoretically be different than that.
Yeah, if it's more ground level, that's cool, because I can see a Lobo. He's not Superman in that he's inspiring people. He's doing the dirty work in the back alley.
He's the muscle.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I read that reason. I was like, no, I'm not buying that. So
which part?
Especially with this team, about them being humans. Like I feel like he should have said they're more relatable because they're all flawed in a certain way.
I guess that's just what he's telling them. I don't think it's what it's meant to be telling us, especially given a certain little line at the end of Detective, which I'm sure we'll get to in a bit.
Oh yeah. It works for me, except Lobo. Lobo's the one thing that sticks out as being, what do you mean, team of humans? It's Lobo.
Yeah, I almost wish someone would have called him out on that in the book. Where Lobo goes, okay, whatever, man.
I'm sure it'll come up. Like I'm sure it'll come up. It's weird that he didn't put in a line where someone meant, but Lobo. Like, it's fine if he brushed it off. Like, if Batman's like, shut up, Black Canary, we've got things to do.
Yeah.
But... yeah, it is weird. I don't quite get the Lobo stuff yet.
That said, I'm excited for the first issue.
Yeah, I feel like it was fine, but I feel like I kind of almost wasted my time reading it because so much of it was just like, okay.
I disagree on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
I
disagree.
Like it was just, like a lot of it I felt was through the motions for me. Like it's like, okay, we've got to get this done so we can start, and it was just like, okay, fine, but. I just want to start.
More so than the other Rebirth books, which I felt told a more complete story because they kind of had to, because they're not getting a series. This, they could kind of do that because they know it's launching into a #1 soon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a setup issue, and I think that's fine. I enjoyed the art, I enjoyed the character interactions, I enjoy the sort of the point of the team and what Batman's trying to do with it. I think that sounds pretty cool. So, no, I'm looking forward to.
Small thing I did really like. When Vixen comes up to meet Batman, she's flying and she's using a bat power.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
That was amusing.
And also the last page is like a teaser. Like John's
I thought that when I read, it's very Johnsian.
Yeah, it's very. It's much like when you watch a TV show and like the first episode of the season. It's like coming up this season on whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was all these different things. So is someone looking at it? What were the 4 things? Because there was like 4 different things. Lobo was fighting with the Ray, I think, in one of them.
Yeah, one of them you had Ryan Choi going, "Oh, is that you, Ray?" or something.
Yeah, is that you, Palmer? Yeah.
Yeah. Someone talking to Killer Frost saying, "Know this, sister, your life hangs on an impossible choice."
Yep.
And you've got Batman holding the shield.
Right. Okay. Yeah, those just little teases.